Yuma's mayor says he will not run for re-election. Coming up next on Your Local News on ABC5, Al Krieger says he will not take the city's top seat again, but he's not going away. Another arrest is made in connection with the murder of Crystal Figueroa.
We're less than a day away from the Yuma County Fair opening its doors. I'm Maurice Madine with a preview coming up next.
Plus, a couple of fires break out simultaneously in Brawley. Now police are on the hunt for an arsonist. Your Local News on ABC5 starts now.
From Yuma and San Luis to El Centro and the Imperial Valley, this is ABC5 News.
I have a lot of pain that will wake me up throughout the night a bunch of times.
Thousands of vets, just like the one you heard from, are still waiting for the VA to help them. Now the agency has plans to get these men and women cared for more carefully and quickly. Good evening, I'm Anna Chalk. Thank you so much for joining me. This is Your Local News on ABC5. That's a story you don't want to miss, and it's coming right up. But first...
Well, I've come to a final decision that I'm not going to seek re-election.
Yuma Mayor Al Krieger announced today that he will not seek re-election. His 4-year term expires this year. He did get a re-election nomination packet, but he says he's looking for other options. Krieger told KAWC's Michelle Faust today that he would not rule out a bid for state legislature. He says during his 8 years in office, he's always pushed for one thing.
I've been consistent, trying to make sure that we have fiscal accountability, that we're not throwing money away and wasting money on things that the government, our city government shouldn't be doing.
The mayor said no matter what, he plans to continue to serve the Yuma community and also did not rule out running for mayor again sometime in the future. Police have arrested the man wanted in connection to the murder of Crystal Figueroa, but now they're after another suspect. Your Local News reporter Vanessa Herrera has been following this story. She has the latest details.
He's now in the legal system.
Early Sunday morning, the Yuma County Sheriff's Office arrested Jose Jimenez, a.k.a. Rascal. He was turned over to the Yuma Police Department in connection to the homicide of Crystal Figueroa.
Jose was the one that we were, from the beginning, trying to get a hold of.
Also arrested with Jimenez, a man who was previously questioned and released by police. Daniel Torres and Jose Torres have been arrested for hindering prosecution in the first degree, but now police are looking for another man, possibly the final suspect.
The last guy we're looking for is the remaining person that we want to talk to about this. So we've actually talked to everybody.
This is the man police are looking for. George Rios goes by the nickname Pelon. He is considered armed and dangerous, so police ask you to call them right away if you see him.
If you have information about a case and you have knowledge of it and you've been told that we're actively looking for someone, and then you don't tell us that you know where they are or that you're in company with them, that you're with them, the chances are that you're going to be arrested for that.
An autopsy on Figueroa has been completed, but the medical examiner's office won't release any details to us. So Sergeant Leanne Worthen explains why authorities, too, won't release the details.
We are still actively investigating it. Just because the arrest is done doesn't mean the investigation is.
Jose Jimenez, Daniel Torres, and Jose Torres are all scheduled to be arraigned tomorrow. Vanessa Herrera reporting for Your Local News.
And if you've been by the fairgrounds, you've probably noticed all the lights and rides are up and ready to get going for this year's Yuma County Fair. Now, I didn't get out to the fairgrounds today, but Your Local News reporter Mauricio Marin did and got these pictures for us. He'll be here in just a bit with a preview of all the festivities. And let me say, it looks like a lot of fun, just like it is every year. Right now, we're sitting at a very comfortable 72 degrees, a little bit of wind, slight humidity outside, perfect weather for fairgoers. But will it stay that way all week? Nicole Gomez is the newest addition to the ABC5 News team, and she's here now with a quick check of your local forecast. Nicole?
Well, I hope you had a nice day today. Overall temperatures yesterday, very warm across our area. Close to the 90-degree mark. Mexicali saw temperatures at 86, 87 for El Centro. As far as this morning, we're off to a nice start. 57 in Mexicali, Blythe 53 and 60 in Yuma. It was also a nice day today, still dealing with those warm temperatures. I'll let you know what we can expect for the rest of the work week. That's coming up in your full forecast.
Hey, Nicole, thanks so much. And again, welcome to the team. 2 fires in Brawley, and police are now looking for one suspect they think that may be behind both blazes. Your local news reporter Patrick Hayes is in the Imperial Valley with this story.
Anna, I'm standing in the spot where one of 2 fires were started over the weekend, and police say they're on the lookout.
Yes, we had 2 simultaneous fires take place on the 500 block of Main Street in Brawley.
2 fires, 1 suspect. Police tell me they think the one person who started the fire behind Lumen's Floral also started a fire behind a nearby doctor's office.
We are concerned it may be the same individual based on the location and types of fires that are started.
And a Brawley man suspects the same thing.
But I'm not an expert on that kind of thing, but yeah, I would say so.
These fires are the most recent in a string of Brawley blazes affecting local businesses.
I couldn't get to Johnny's Burritos when the Superior Furniture burned down because they had everything blocked off. And I discovered the old women's health club across the street right there is burned down. And then today I walked down here and I saw this all taped off.
The Brawley Police Department is offering a $5,000 reward for information leading to the arrest and conviction of the arsonist.
Dumb criminals talk, they brag, so somebody might know.
What is interesting about these fires is that debris was brought in and piled up and then lit on fire. Anyone that sees any suspicious piles of debris within the alleyways should give us a call and let us know.
One person affected by the fire, Dr. Mohammed Edmani.
We got a call at home from the lady who was cleaning that your parking lot is on fire.
That means staff and patients won't have a place to park.
If I see the arsonist, I would just ask him why. I mean, this causes so much of inconvenience to the parents who bring the sick kids here.
Now, the fortunate thing, Anna, no one has been hurt. These fires have taken place in abandoned buildings or outside the normal business hours. Reporting for your local news, I'm Patrick Hayes.
And 4 men walk into a Food City and pepper spray employees. It's all part of what police say is a botched robbery. Happened this weekend on Saturday, actually, at the Food City you're looking at here in Yuma. Yuma police say 4 men tried to shoplift from that store on 8th Street. When store employees confronted the suspects, they pepper sprayed the employees, then took off. Later, Yuma Police Department found their vehicle at Gateway Park. Officers took these 3 suspects, 19-year-old Jeremy Rose, 23-year-old William Murrieta, and 20-year-old Rafael Garcia Campuzano into custody. The 4th suspect, Pedro Garcia, is still on the loose. Officials say that Garcia is 23 years old, 5'5", a Hispanic male, about 130 pounds with a shaved head, brown eyes, and a small mustache. If you know anything about the suspect or this case, please call Yuma Police. And you can use 78 Crime if you'd like to use an anonymous tip. Immigration is on the political front again today. Coming up on your local news in HD, an agreement seems to be in sight, but how long will it take to get there? Plus, Governor Jan Brewer is looking to replace a local judge who's officially removed himself from the bench. This is your local news on ABC 5. Stay with us. Oh, I couldn't hear you. And I can't hear Manny either. I heard him on your speaker, but not in mine. Okay. Okay.
Governor Brown's 2011 realignment plan shifted many low-level offenders from state prison to county jails. But 18 months later, Sheriff Governor Brown's 2011 realignment facilities aren't the place for them anyway. Under realignment, the state gives counties money annually to run rehabilitation and other community-based programs to stop criminals from reoffending. Something Cooley thinks local jails are generally...
Yeah, if you can. Because I say it for mine, so...
Going back to an obviously broken system doesn't make a lot of sense.
Governor Brown
Thanks for coming back with us. The Yuma County Sheriff is working to identify a man who they believe drowned. Deputies found a Hispanic adult man who likely drowned in the 8100 block of Avenue D. You're looking at it right there on the map. The man was found wearing all black, and officials say was probably riding on a bike before the incident. This case is still under investigation, but if you know anything, again, please call sheriffs in Yuma. A bipartisan immigration reform bill seems closer than ever, and the speed at which a group of lawmakers seems to have reached an agreement is nothing short of amazing. Dana Bash reports it's not a done deal yet, and there are still several possible obstacles to a final bill.
I am very optimistic. Bipartisan optimism about one of the most polarizing issues, immigration reform.
Well, I think we've got a deal.
Every major policy issue has been resolved.
Senate negotiators had already come together on some of the biggest flashpoints. A 13-year earned path to citizenship, allowed only after specific border security measures are enacted, and an employment verification system. The last piece of the complex puzzle is now in place. A low-skilled guest worker program that pleases big business, which wants more workers, and big labor, which wants to protect American jobs.
The beauty of this program is that it rises and falls with the economy. So then when the economy is booming, there will be more visas available for foreign workers, and when it's not, there won't be. And that's something that we've never seen in the United States before.
That's giving way to a tentative immigration agreement in relative warp speed. Just 4 months of talks.
Si se puede.
Thanks to President Obama's unprecedented 71% win among Latinos. Exhibit A, Marco Rubio. He's a critical conservative member of the so-called Gang of Eight working on immigration reform.
That there are 11 million human beings in this country today that are undocumented. That's not something that anyone is happy about.
But Rubio is also a rising GOP star who may be eyeing a presidential run where Republican primary voters are still reluctant to support what he's doing. A recent poll showed just 38% of Republicans support a path to citizenship for illegal workers. It's one reason Rubio released a cautious statement, saying reports of a bipartisan deal are, quote, premature. Sources familiar with the talks believe Rubio will ultimately support immigration reform, but wants to signal a go-slow approach to conservatives traditionally wary of backroom deals. To lure other Republicans, CNN has told GOP groups in favor of immigration reform are gearing up to run more supportive ads like this.
A modern economy needs modern immigration laws, and Senator Graham gets that.
But the deal still has to be turned into legislation. That process is now underway, and aides to the 8 senators involved will be working on it all week. Their goal is to formally unveil the bipartisan immigration bill early next week, but sources caution they expect it to be a long process lasting well into the summer. Yuma County Superior Court Judge Jim Clark has officially resigned, and now Arizona Governor Jan Brewer is on the search for Clark's replacement. As you recall, Clark won the seat for District 4 judge in last year's election against Judge David Hawes. In Clark's resignation letter, he stated personal reasons for his resignation. California's realignment of the prison system moved different inmates from prison to jail. However, a new plan will switch back some of the inmates moved over 2 years ago. ABC's Nanette Miranda has more on this frustrating situation.
Governor Brown's 2011 realignment plan shifted many low-level offenders from state prison to county jails. But 18 months later, sheriffs are finding drug traffickers are taking up way too much room at the jail, with sentences of up to 2 decades long.
How's it working?
Assemblyman Ken Cooley wants drug traffickers back in state prison. The freshman Democrat believes local facilities aren't the place for them anyway. Under realignment, the state gives counties money annually to run rehabilitation and other community-based programs to stop criminals from reoffending, something Cooley thinks cannot help hard criminals like drug traffickers.
To have these type of inmates is sort of a problem. It doesn't fit the direction of what these county jails have become.
But one of the main reasons behind Governor Brown's realignment plan is to relieve prison overcrowding, not put more people back in. In fact, the feds have taken over the prison medical system because they determined overcrowding contributed to unconstitutional care. Shifting certain incarceration responsibilities to the counties is a way to answer a court order to reduce the prison population, improve health care, and get out of federal receivership.
Doubling down on this kind of failed incarceration-only policy will guarantee that receivership continues long into the future and at considerable state expense.
District Attorney Jan Scully says she had a case where a drug trafficker was convicted of possessing 15 pounds of meth. Street value, nearly $700,000.
As a parent, I don't want hard drug traffickers staying in my community and have the benefit of services here. Let them go to the state where they belong.
Going back to an obviously broken system doesn't make a lot of sense.
That was ABC's Nanette Miranda reporting. It is not just drug traffickers taking up space in the jails. The California Sheriff's Association says more than 1,100 inmates serving 5 or more years in jails are serving more than 5 years in jails, I should say, and those facilities are only designed for stays of 1 year or less. And it's the event that we all wait for all year long. Coming up on your local news on ABC5, a sneak peek at tomorrow's opening day of the Yuma County Fair. And just another quick reminder, an invitation for you to visit me on Facebook. There's the information right there. I'll leave you with it until we come back from this break. That's fine. Let's use that. We'll use Ty's pictures. Did you get them? Those are really pretty. Okay. Towards the end. Okay. Those pictures from Ty?
You're watching your local news on ABC 5 with Anna Chalk and Nicole Gomez with weather.
Thanks for coming back with us. This is a live look at our ABC5 tower cam. We're sitting just above 70 degrees, a little bit of wind as you can see from the bounce in that picture, slight humidity. Perfect day for the fair. For more on that, we're going to go to the newest member of our ABC5 team, weather forecaster Nicole Gomez. Nicole?
Thanks, Anna. Overall, nice temperatures this weekend, and we saw some pretty nice temperatures today as well. High pressure pretty much bringing us this nice weather that we are seeing. Now, we are tracking that next system, but as you can see, it's well to our north, and we're going to continue to stay pretty dry across our area. Most of those showers along Salt Lake City, and also tracking towards Albuquerque and Denver. Again, we're going to continue to stay nice and warm. As far as our temperatures, we'll continue to warm up as well. Yuma, around 80 degrees for your future temperatures, but of course, as we head into the morning hours, we'll start to see those temperatures drop to around 69 degrees for Yuma, and during the morning hours at around 5 o'clock in the morning, we'll start to slowly cool off. So the weather's not looking too bad for us for the rest of the work week. It's going to be pretty nice. For tonight, Blythe 55 degrees, 52 in Quartzsite, and temperatures for Welton will be at 58 degrees. We'll warm up tomorrow to the 80s across our area with plenty of sunshine. 55 degrees tonight for Calexico. Mexicali, 58. Pretty much see 60s throughout the evening tonight. 87 for Calexico tomorrow and Mexicali, 86 for San Luis. So no complaints about our forecast. 83 Salton City and Brawley as well. Yuma tonight, expect temperatures in the 60s. Northwest winds around 5 to 15 miles per hour. We could still deal with those occasional breezes during the afternoon hours. 85 degrees for tomorrow. Again, it's going to be pretty nice. For El Centro, 58 degrees tonight with west winds around 10 to 15 miles per hour. We could see gusts around 20 miles per hour for tonight and tomorrow. 84 is the expected high. So overall for your Wednesday, 87 degrees. So it's going to be pretty nice. 89 for you on Thursday, 90 on Friday, 89 for you on Saturday. Then that next system will bring us some breezy winds for Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. And notice temperatures for Monday will drop down to 83. We'll see 82 on Tuesday. Our overnight lows are going to be in the 60s.
Thank you so much, Nicole. And again, welcome to the team. Glad to have you. The Grand Ole Fair is less than a day away from opening its doors in Yuma. And what would the fair be without animals? Hundreds of people brought out their fair animals getting ready for competitions. Your local news reporter Mauricio Marin spent the day with some of them and has more.
Leticia Guzman and her family are dropping off her rabbit, Snow, at the Yuma County Fair. She first got interested in animals thanks to a friend.
My friend Bethany, she told me if I wanted to do 4-H, but I decided yes. So I asked my mom, and she said yes.
Her mom, Maria, had a little hesitation at first.
Her dad and I were a little intimidated. We weren't quite sure she'd handle it.
But now it's her daughter, Leticia's second year competing.
It's been going good. This year was a lot better and a lot easier than the first years.
Dropping off her rabbit and ready to show it off at the Yuma County Fair, opening tomorrow.
I was 5 years when I started.
It's Jack's first time entering into the Yuma County Fair competition, but he's been raising Old English, black-breasted red roosters for more than 10 years, and excited to show judges what he's got.
I'm going to compete on leadership. They look how I treat the birds. If I know the parts, like the wings, there are like 8 parts of the wings, the legs, spurs. They look at the comb, how the animal behaves in your hands.
And of course, there'll be plenty of rides. You can see behind me all the rides set up for you come tomorrow. The gates open Tuesday at 3 in the afternoon for the 61st annual Yuma County Fair. Don't forget Tuesday's $1 admission night. Come tomorrow, it's on. For your local news in HD, I'm Mauricio Marin.
Here's a look at what's straight ahead on your local news on ABC5.
The fact is that they should have been ready for this. They should have known. They should have been putting in dollar for dollar into the VA what they were putting into the war.
Vets are hoping the VA will keep some promises that it's making to give them help. That's coming up, but first, here's what you'll see on Jimmy Kimmel Live.
Thanks. Tonight, Demi Lovato will be performing, and Chatting Plus Shaquille O'Neal is here. He's touching me right now. We're going to see how many peeps he can stuff his mouth. More than 10,000? Definitely.
Okay, let's drop SARS and pharmacy again, because I want to try and use Ty's pictures. Will you float them? Arigato.
Thousands of happy young faces from today's Easter egg roll, except one. As the president is high-fiving children,
good job, guys.
He notices little 5-year-old Donovan Frazier sitting down in tears. The president bends down, picks up little Donovan for a first hug, offers him an Easter egg.
Hey, you want the egg,
All right. Then listen closely as he encourages the little boy from Scranton, Pennsylvania, to shake it off.
Take it off. Take it off.
Welcome back. From PTSD to pain, a new study says America's veterans are not getting the care they need. The Institute of Medicine says backlogs and red tape are keeping the government from keeping up with claims. Athena Jones has more on this frustrating situation from Washington.
The wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. 10 years of fighting, a lifetime of pain for millions of veterans.
At nighttime, I have terrible nightmares.
32-year-old Jeff Millard suffers from post-traumatic stress disorder and back pain after a 13-month tour in Iraq. He hasn't gotten a full night's rest in years.
I have a lot of pain that will wake me up throughout the night a bunch of times.
He has a full-time job working with homeless veterans and gets 50% disability benefits, but needs more government help to get the intensive treatment he needs.
There's programs, but they're usually pretty intense, and they're offered during the daytime, and I work full-time.
Veterans like Millard are frustrated with a government system that wasn't ready for them. He's appealed for 100% disability, but his appeal is stuck in a claims backlog of more than 600,000 cases.
The fact is that they should have been ready for this. They should have known. They should have been putting in dollar for dollar into the VA what they were putting into the war.
A new study by the Institute of Medicine shows the federal government can't keep up with the needs of more than 2 million Americans who served overseas since 9/11.
These people have volunteered for this service. There's an inherent commitment of society to take care of them if they have been unfortunately wounded in action, either mentally or physically. And we're basically going to be taking care of some of these people until the day they die.
The Pentagon plans a careful look at the study's key findings and said it will work with the Veterans Administration to provide a response to Congress by June. VA officials say they have a plan to fix the backlog.
Our commitment is we're going to end the backlog in 2015. This has been decades in the making, 10 years of war.
But 2015 is a long way away from Millard.
To me, 2 years of waiting is 2 years without treatment. I mean, imagine you had a debilitating injury and had to wait 2 years for treatment.
Athena Jones, CNN, Washington.
And they give me this case.
And check this out. Scientists have found that the more junk food you eat, the healthier you are. No? Well, you're right. April Fool's Day. We did get a chuckle out of you, hopefully. If so, we've done something good for your heart. That's because laughing can actually loosen up the blood vessels that keep your heart healthy, and that's no joke. How? Here's Holly Furfer with today's Health Minute.
Whoever said laughter is the best medicine was onto something. Because over the years, scientists have found that laughter is great for your health.
Some studies suggest lowering blood pressure. There have been other investigators that have shown that there may be an effect on immune response. So perhaps better response to someone who has the common cold or infections when they laugh.
Researchers have found when you laugh, really laugh, it opens up your blood vessels, causing less stress on your heart. And it can also de-stress the rest of the body by releasing endorphins from the brain. And that's good, because stress can cause the brain to overload with chemicals that could lead to high blood pressure, even a stroke or heart attack.
You can easily counteract a stressful response with laughter.
In fact, research shows that 15 minutes a day of laughter, real deep belly laughter, is as important for your heart as 30 minutes of exercise 3 times a week. Now, that doesn't mean you should skip the gym and watch Woody Allen movies every day, but giggling a lot is therapeutic. Best way to chuckle? Doctors recommend stay in touch with those you love and love being with. Studies have shown that people with a strong friend base are healthier both mentally and physically. For today's Health Minute, I'm Holly Furfer.
So hopefully you can laugh your way to health. We'll be right back. Hey, you have Ty Hartley's pictures? Okay. Go ahead and come straight up to those, and I'll say I'm going to share them with you on my Facebook page. Just real quick. Sure. Thanks for coming back with us. I'd just like to share these gorgeous pictures. These were sent to us from Ty Hartley. He's a local photographer and takes some wonderful shots, especially of that sunset we just can't get enough of. He said he got a lot of comments on this one in particular. He said it was from a field fire that was letting smoke into the evening sky. Makes for some fantastic pictures, and in case you missed them, I'll share them with you on my Facebook. Again, that's facebook.com/Anna Chalk. And now to the story behind an incredible picture. The scene was the White House lawn, the event, the annual Easter egg roll, and the victim, a little boy who did not win. What happens when the leader of the free world comes over to tell you it's all going to be okay? ABC's Paula Francis shares with us.
Thousands of happy young faces from today's Easter egg roll, except one, as the president is high-fiving children.
Good job, guys.
He notices little 5-year-old Donovan Frazier sitting down in tears. The president bends down, picks up little Donovan for a first hug, offers him an Easter egg.
Hey, you want the egg, though?
All right. Then listen closely as he encourages the little boy from Scranton, Pennsylvania, to shake it off.
Take it off. Take it off. There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
The commander-in-chief, now comforter-in-chief. The president knows all about shaking it off when the festivities took him to the basketball courts. He missed more than he made, only sinking 2 of 22. So you see, little Donovan, we all need a hug sometimes, and maybe, just maybe, it was the president who needed that big hug from you. Paula Ferris, ABC News, New York.
And check out this one. The Easter Bunny got busted for not obeying the rules of the road in California. Well, it was actually someone dressed up like the Easter Bunny anyway, but it made for this funny picture. The Highway Patrol says the man was not wearing a helmet while riding on a motorcycle on I-8 in a suburban San Diego area, so the officer pulled him over. The bunny said he was on his way to an Easter charitable event. He got a warning and no ticket this time, but he also got a lecture to always wear a helmet, and now he's getting a lot of attention because this picture has gone viral. And the White House pulled an April Fool's joke on the media. They tuned in for a special message from President Obama, but instead, 9-year-old Robbie Novak appeared at the podium as Hail to the Chief played. Novak, who calls himself Kid President, said, quote, "You look like you were expecting somebody else. April Fool's on y'all." He was also a guest at the White House Easter egg roll that you just saw. I'll leave you with this. Have a great night. Jimmy Kimmel is next.